Hey folks, I'm Dave. Welcome to the basement and welcome to my CD update for June 2024. Much like vinyl spinning, CD spinning has been kind of slow throughout June for a variety of reasons. But I still managed, I still was buying and I still managed to get a pretty decent stack to talk to you about today. And we'll kick things off with No Angel by Dido. This is came out in 1999 on Arista, and this is her debut album. So kind of sticking with the whole 90s nostalgia thing from the last CD update. Um, yeah, this was just a smash album for Dido. It was propelled by, of course, two big tracks on this album were "Here with Me" and her biggest hit, "Thank You," which Eminem sampled in his song "Stan," and that's the song that I picked this album up for was "Thank You." It's just such a great song. But also, "Don't Think of Me" is a pretty good song. Nice upbeat energy, catchy groove to that one, and "I'm No Angel" has got a really good groove to it. So, I think this album definitely requires to be in a sort of a mellow mood to fully enjoy. At least for me, that's how it was. But if you're in that mood, this song just hits. This album as a whole just hits. So yeah, I'm sure most of you know about this one already, so I'll shut up about it. This is No Angel by Dido. All right, next is Waiting for Herb by the Pogues. Came out in 1993 on Chameleon. I believe this was their sixth album, and it was the first without Shane MacGowan, who'd been sacked from the band the previous year while they were touring Japan due to various activities. So yeah, Spider Stacy took over the vocal duties on this album. This was also the last album in which Terry Woods, James Fearnley, and Philip Chevron were members of the band. They all quit after the release of this album. So yeah, this one was just okay. It's really, I mean, nothing really caught my attention other than the first track, Tuesday Morning, which was a top 20 hit, and it was their first since Fairy Tale of New York. But other than that, this album is just really forgettable. So if you're not a fan or not somebody who's familiar with the Pogues or have any of the Pogues albums, don't start here for sure. This is definitely only for Pogues completists, in my opinion, and that's why I have it. So this is Waiting for Herb by the Pogues. All right, next up, this is Amplifier by Hall of Flame. This is kind of a new release. It came out in April of 2024 on Rat Pack Records, and this is the band's second album. So Hall of Flame is really a project of Kurt Vanderhoof, who was guitarist for Metal Church. Metal Church is one of my favorite 80s metal bands, so I like to keep up on what the guys have been doing outside of that band. And this project, Hall of Flame, actually released an album in 1991, and which is going for stupid prices now, and then nothing until this one just came out, like I said, in April. And I mean, I mean, all right, if you're into 80s rock, definitely check this one out. The band is now mostly made up of, other than Kurt, studio musicians, and vocals are done by a guy named Scott Nutter. Never heard of the dude before now, but this is just really good 80s inspired hard rock. Check out a song, 1974. That's my favorite off of this album. It's just got it's a really catchy melodic rock song. It's got some nostalgic lyrics about growing up as a kid in the 70s. All in all, it was just a great song, and this is a really good album. So if you're a fan of 80s hard rock, definitely give Hall of Flame a check. This is Amplifier by Hall of Flame. All right, and this next one is the only one in this update that is not available or has not been released on vinyl. So, and I'm talking about the self-titled debut and only album by a band called 3 Pound Universe. It came out in 1995, and like I said, it was self-released. And so 3 Pound Universe were a rock band out of Detroit with a sound that is very much in the late 80s, early 90s vein of hard rock. They remind me a lot of bands like Faster Pussycat, LA Guns, that sort of thing. Um, so this album, like I said, their only album. There's a few good tracks on here. There's a few forgettable ones too. Break the Silence and Try are two songs that are definitely both fun, upbeat, catchy chorus type songs. Baby Don't You Know is a scorching bluesy rocker with some great guitar leads on that one. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to find any clips online, and I've had a hell of a time trying to find this album. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. But if you find it, there's nothing terrible on here. No real turds. And I mean, if you're a fan of 80s rock, hard rock, then this is definitely something that I think you would enjoy. I'm definitely glad to have finally found this and gotten it in the collection. So yeah, this is the self-titled album from 3 Pound Universe. All right, next up is the most recent release from a band that I really dig. This is Nothing Lasts Forever by Teenage Fanclub. Came out in 2023 on Merge Records. That foil doesn't do anything on the camera there, does it? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Teenage Fanclub. They're a Scottish indie rock group out of Glasgow. And this album it just follows in with their, I don't know, did I mention it's their 12th album? Maybe not. Anyway, so this follows in with their characteristically strong vocal harmonies. All of the songs have this real sense of wistful nostalgia to them. It's kind of a mellow, spend an evening by the lake drinking a beer sort of album. Not that it's slow, by no means is it slow. For the most part, it's got some really good energy to the songs. Foreign Land is a good one you should check out. It's got a really sweet groove, sort of a muted bass. It kind of gave me this 60s mod sort of feel to it. But It's All Right, which I think that's probably my favorite track on this song. It has a nice, smooth rhythm to it. I definitely hear hints of a Motown groove going on with that track, so I think that's probably what made it kind of stand out to me. But yeah, definitely a recommended album if you're into that sort of mellow indie rock sort of stuff. And if you like Teenage Fanclub, you probably already got this album. But if you don't, definitely check them out. And this is probably a good album to start with. It may not be their best, but I really enjoyed it. So Nothing Lasts Forever by Teenage Fanclub. All right, so I was incorrect when I said that the 3 Pound Universe was the only album that did not have a vinyl release. This next one also does not have a vinyl release, so CD only. And this is kind of a new one. This is Temptress of the Dark by Vulgar Devils. Came out in 2016 on Pure Rock Records, and like I said, CD only. So Vulgar Devils, they are a 80s inspired metal band out of Cleveland, which, being a Detroiter, we always made fun of Cleveland, Mistake on the Lake and all that kind of stuff, but I gotta hand it to them. They produce some really, really good rock bands, really good metal bands. And these guys were actually members of a thrash band called Destructor, or still are. And they got their start as Destructor back in the mid-'80s. But this is not thrash. This is straight up, like I said, 80s inspired heavy metal with elements of Motorhead, Armored Saint, Saxon, Judas Priest. Just think of all those, that sound, and that's what you're going to get on this album. Songs are simple. Riffs are classic inspired riffs, some snazzy solos. It's the vocals. Now the vocals are kind of the weak point. They're not really strong, but they fit. They don't really detract from the music as much as they just sound like they belong there, I guess. So yeah, this is definitely not a classic, not even a top tier. But if you're a fan of new wave of traditional heavy metal, definitely give Vulgar Devils Temptress of the Dark a try. If you want to check out some songs, Temptress of the Dark, the title track, and Devil Love. Those are the two tracks that really stood out above the rest for me. So give it a shot. Yeah. Temptress of the Dark. Vulgar Devils. All right, guys, that's all I got for June. Appreciate you hanging with me and making it through the video, and I will talk to you again soon.